The day a demon lord wiped out everybody.
Guys, how do I get to Ironforge?
That is...
Looking for healer for stockades.
Oh, I'll join you.
Oh no. Holy...
Let's go Capcord and Stranglethorn.
Yeah, let's go.
Listen, and I'm a rogue player, man, but I never understood it, man. I never understood why people want to, like, go in Stranglethorn and just as a level 60 and then camp low levels. Holy... There he is.
Ah, finally. Man, this new game's been great.
Oh,
Can't
wow.
wait to quest in Darkshore next.
Okay. Okay.
6th of March, 2005.
Okay.
The day Lord Kazzak was kited and pulled to the city of Stormwind, marking one of the most notorious World of Warcraft events that created...
Everybody's seen this video. This is like a notorious video of like this happening. With the Shadow Bolt spam.
Kazzak's invasion wiped out countless of players' lives and left the Alliance capital of Stormwind in ruins.
Holy.
Which would usually be players' safest location to reside in.
The
They
Blood Plague
started
as
out
well.
as any other. Low levels were running back to the city to learn their new spells. The auction
Okay.
house was bustling, and raiders were setting up for another all-nighter. Everything was
Man.
ordinary, apart from a thought that entered the mind of one or several scheming players. What
Ooh.
if I pull something very dangerous to the Alliance to mess with them? But before we get into that, ad time. Are you tired of playing games you used to love but now have become a total mess and you keep asking yourself where it all went wrong? Well, I have one.
No, I love... Listen, man, I played Vanilla WoW for 18 years, man. I have no issue.
One question for you. Do you guys not have phones? Because
Okay.
Raid Shadow Legends is here to drag you out of your pit of despair. Raid celebrated its 4th anniversary just last month.
Wow.
Theme of the celebration is dinner party, and Raid asked me which champions I would invite. So I have to go with Cephalia, a useful support who can always be on hand
Wow.
in case someone gets a boo-boo. And you know I got...
Dude, everybody that does these raid sponsors, they always do it so over-exaggerated. They're like, oh wow, I totally love Raid Shadow Legends. It's always so over.
Keep the drinks nice and chill. Can't forget
Oh,
about Miss
God.
Tofus. He'll be able to both cut up and cook the meats at the grill at the same time
Wow.
with his flaming blades. Finally, I gotta bring in Jintoro, who's all about prolonged
That's
encounters.
crazy.
He'll be perfect for keeping the celebration going all night long. But there's more. Live
Oh.
Arena PvP will be coming in Raid's newest
No
update
way.
with a pick and ban phase where you go up against others for lots of
That's
events and
crazy.
rewards. Use my QR code or the link in the description and receive Kellen the Shriek. Download
Oh
Raid
my
Shadow
gosh.
Legends right now. Now back to Kazzak.
I love the over the I love it. I think it's funny. Like the over the top like ad placement is kind of funny, and people always do that with Raid. I swear.
Kazzak's invasion. How did it happen? This method of messing with other players wasn't exactly unheard of. The third
Okay, hold on. Honestly, it's just quite impressive that you've pulled a Devil Saur all the way to Crossroads without killing it. Like, even if you just use a throne, you will eventually kill that. That is honestly quite impressive.
method of messing with other players wasn't exactly unheard of. The term training was popularized in EverQuest, where mobs could follow you forever after you had pulled them, as they followed close behind, similar to train wagons.
Oh, they're probably sheeping it, yeah. So they're sheeping it on the way. So like they do a little bit and then they sheep it for a little bit and then continue kiting it. I've never played EverQuest before, guys. This never really, this was like before my time.
People used this technique to grief other players that thought they were otherwise safe from harm.
Okay.
So, over at WoW, players back then also noticed that creatures could
yeah.
technically chase after you forever as well. And
those the Emerald Dragons are pretty popular to kite to Ogrimmar because they do like a massive AoE in Tangle Roots. And they can just kill everything as well.
Chase after you forever as well.
So Sweet Jesus?
And a very good class for this would be a... Hunter.
Yep.
Of course. The root of all of Azeroth's problems, I guess.
Oh god.
Or any range class, preferably.
Yeah.
As you would have to always stay within a certain range of the creature.
Hunters are good for kiting.
Too far away from its radius, and you had to continuously damage it every now and then to retain aggro. Usually people would apply this tactic in order to kite out strong foes and eventually slay them. But
The Hunters are just so good at it because they have like concussive shot and like arcane shot, and they have cheetah, right, where they can just run super fast. So they're just the perfect class for kiting. I did not mean, sorry guys, I apologize.
What if this was applied to something much more dangerous with malicious intent? And this is where Kazzak comes in. He was a pretty important guy lore-wise, as he was tasked to secure the blasted lands for the Legion, primarily occupying the Tainted Scar, and eventually would be the one to reopen the Dark Portal, thus beginning the Burning Crusade expansion. Gameplay-wise, he was one of the few world bosses, which were powerful elites that, although had the strength of instance raid bosses, could be instead located in the open world. Kazzak himself, though,
The thing about, he's probably gonna get into this, but the reason why Kazzak is such a good boss to grieve with is because he has a mechanic, it's a soft enrage, where like, he has a mechanic where every time he kills someone, no matter what level they are, no matter what, he gains like a certain amount of health. I think it's 20% or 30, he gains like a certain amount of health back. And he has a soft enrage with like shadow bolts, where he spams AoE shadow bolts. So he just kills everything. And like, if you cut into Stormwind, it's insane, right? He's probably gonna get into this though.
Was seen as fairly simple by players back then. His melee attacks weren't too strong, and neither were his spells really. For coordinated high-level groups, it was a pretty straightforward experience. Essentially, most of the action Kazzak would face is him getting pushed around and bullied by raiders for his item drops. They laughed at him, but he never forgot. His rage would continue boiling within him in anticipation to exact his eventual revenge. The mastermind orchestrators knew that. They saw Kazzak's potential, and they considered his potency in an environment full of level 15s in their Westfall leveling gear, along with some random, constantly respawning NPCs. Thus, they appeared before him on that fateful day, and would begin their operation.
Oh shoot, here we go, guys.
They attacked Kazzak to draw his attention, and without delay, he would begin his relentless pursuit. The group then slowly began making their way to their destination of Stormwind, as they would have to make their way out of Blasted Lands, into Swamp of Sorrows, through Deadwind Pass, into Duskwood, and finally into Airwind Forest.
I remember him being way bigger. Like, he doesn't look, like, if you look at him, he's quite small. When you compare him to that bridge, like, maybe it's because of my memory of, like, you know, when I was a kid, everything seems bigger when you're a kid, but he's very small. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to, like, shame him or anything, but I remember him being super big.
Those traveling in these areas may have been able to spot...
Yeah, in TBC he's massive, I know, but I remember him being that size in Vanilla too, but I don't know.
Enormous demon making its way to Stormwind, but could only watch as Kazzak finally made his first step in the Alliance capital.
Oh, here we go.
His rampage would begin.
The quality.
But there were good reasons as to why Kazzak specifically.
Was this me earlier? That's how you guys saw me when I was explaining that? Yeah, probably, right? Okay, he's about to explain the reason why.
Was by far the most dangerous boss to be pulled to Stormwind in this situation.
Yeah.
Again, for a coordinated high-level group, he may have posed marginal threat. Yeah. But if we take a look at his abilities again, we can begin seeing the concerns as with, for example...
Yeah, when a nearby enemy target dies, Kazzak heals for 70,000 health.
Example, his ability to heal for 70,000 health whenever someone around him died.
Yep.
And not only that, but he also had Shadow Bolt Volley.
That's the
which
one.
Hit every target in a massive range around him with a projectile, and it would also pass through terrain. This would melt anyone who was lacking in levels and gear, and aggro every NPC in the area. Oh, and not only that, he would also enter Supreme Mode.
Yep.
3 minutes after he had been pulled.
That's the enrage.
Which would cause him to spam his Shadow Bolt Volley every second. And, yeah. It goes without saying that by the time he would reach
everything
Stormwind,
dies.
He already would have been enraged for quite a while.
This is so cool, man. This is like... It's a silly thing, but this is like vanilla in its essence, man. Like, you're playing the game and then you walk around and then suddenly there's a massive demon lord spamming shadow bolts, killing everybody, just walking around. It just makes it feel like a world. Like, it's the same thing, what was that called? The CG, like, plague event, where people had, like... I don't know what is it called? The plague, whatever it, you know, the CG plague when they brought it to the major cities and everybody just died. Also the The Nax plague? No, I'm talking about the blood plague, right? There's also the whole Nax thing where, you know, people turned into the corrupted blood. Exactly, that's the one. That's also that's such a like a historical, amazing event, right? And then there's the whole the Nax Rammus prequest event. But I feel like we learned nowadays people aren't as acceptive of things as they were back in the day. Because wasn't there like a whole thing where Blizzard they had to like cancel the Nax prequest event earlier because people were complaining. There was a lot of people like not being very happy with it at all, so they had to like literally cancel it. Even though if it's just for a week, man. I don't know. It was a little bit sad that people got so angry about that whole event. I thought it was pretty cool personally, but yeah.
Due to Kazzak's constant healing, players quickly realized their efforts to attack him would amount to nothing, as he began his destruction through the city.
Oh, the heal.
It wasn't only the low-geared players constantly healing him up due to them getting obliterated in mere seconds. It was also the constantly respawning rabbit guards.
Yep.
Even when facing this world-ending foe, they just couldn't fight their primal instincts of aggroing onto him.
That bloke is being highly illegal. We should probably take him to the stockade.
Sir, I don't think,
but not yet. He's a bit too far away from me to care.
Yep.
But when he does get a bit closer...
Sir, we really should retreat. I have
just
a family.
you wait.
Ah, here he comes, boy. Lock him up. Attack!
Yeah, they're all gonna die. Do not love.
People would attempt to desperately scatter.
Okay.
Those who had just logged in or just arrived at the city would be welcomed by a sea of corpses.
Like, imagine logging into this. Like, imagine the day, it's 2006. There's no Twitter, there's no anything like that. There's no... You don't know, right? You just log in and you just see carnage everywhere. You're like, what the hell is happening? That must be so cool.
And would soon join them. Players would also try to desperately pull Kazzak to the throne room in hopes that Bolvar might be able to save them.
Nope.
But that also
Nothing can
turned out
save
to be
them.
futile. For the most part, Bolvar would just sit there, staring at them. Maybe
As per usual, useless character, man. Dude, when they made him the Red Lich King, we're all waiting. We've been literally been waiting for like 10 years for him to like reawaken as the Lich King. He comes back and he's a little NPC. He doesn't even do anything. He just gets his ass whooped by Sylvanas, man. Oh my god,
been
Bolvar.
enjoying it, as Kazzak would litter the castle with skeletons. Players could only look on from their ghost forms as the
Oh my
unstoppable
God.
demon ravaged through Stormwind. But
Jesus.
that was when Azeroth's final line of defense
Blizzard.
would be summoned.
Maybe in one of the expansions there could be this big bald guy. And
Hey,
don't you have pending player tickets? What?
Oh.
oh. Guess I'll log in and check what's up.
Hey, at least there was GMs back in the day, guys. They may have been lazy, but they were there. That's how big I remember him. Right there. Holy. Dude.
Oh, you're not supposed to be here.
Oh. Kill.
And thus, Lord
Oh,
Kazzak
shit.
was vanquished and returned back to the Tainted Scar. The players reflected
Damn.
on this horrible tragedy that had befallen them that day.
That was awesome! Yo, what the hell? That was amazing!
Yeah, let's pull him again!
What?
And naturally
Yep.
decided to keep recreating it. History was made, and the tradition...
Oh, dude, this one is sick as well. This is Chandra's Feathermoon from the Feathermoon Stronghold. She has like a massive, I mean, you can see it. She has like the most insane AoE Moonfire. It's so cool as well. Edgar, thank you for the 9 months Prime.
of pulling creatures to player hubs had been born. People would now continue to pull everything they were able to various popular locations.
Looking for more for a Zergos!
Hey, a Zergos is right here.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Oblivion is out!
Dude, this
least
would
this time
suck.
players could-
If you died to a circus, you turn into like a permanent ice cube, man.
Coordinated work together to bring some of these foes down. Players would have their fun pulling world bosses
Thank you, by the way, Edgar, for the Prime.
to
Thank you.
various places until eventually Blizzard would implement a patch which made it so these world bosses were leashed to their respective areas.
Damn.
Meaning they could no longer be pulled outside of them. Later,
Fun detected, guys. Yeah, we're not allowed to do that.
down the line during the TBC Dark Portal,
But I mean, I get it. To be fair, though, I do understand it, right?
event. Lore-wise, Mr. Kazzak will leave to be a
Oh,
nuisance over
bye-bye,
at Hellfire
Kazzak.
Peninsula in Outlands. And in his place, he appointed High Lord Cruel.
Oh yeah.
Gameplay-wise, look,
He was like a random spawn, right? He like, if I recall correctly, he like invaded the world, and it's like, oh, High Lord Cruel is in Winterspring or whatever, right?
wise guy was basically the same as him, and he would randomly decide to pay a visit to
Yeah.
various places across Azeroth and wreak havoc upon anyone unfortunate enough to find themselves in his path.
Yep.
This was clearly an event that paid an homage to the Kazzak incident.
That's cool.
As in this example, he was just spawned out of thin air in front of Orgrimmar.
That's kinda
and
funny.
thus invading it. He can't let the Alliance be the only ones getting obliterated, right? Then, much later down the line, as many
Okay.
of you know, we had World of Warcraft Classic,
Aw.
which released on patch 1.12.
I don't think you can kite Kazzak, I think, but people do Teramis, right? Teramis is like a lethal version of Kazzak, because he has like an AoE drain where he just drains everybody around him, right? For like health, but he's pretty easy to kill.
That was sadly a patch where Kazzak and other world bosses had now been leashed to their
Yeah.
areas. So it meant players couldn't recreate the exact same chaos as before.
Yeah.
But, of course, there were still some pretty good alternatives, and players are pretty stubborn. The
Yep.
most popular had to be Terrorist
That's
the
the one.
Devourer, again located in the Blasted Lands. Even though he wasn't nearly as powerful as Kazzak, his AoE ability still made him quite the threat, especially...
Man, I just spoiled everything he was about to say. I don't know, man. Maybe he's gonna talk about the mobs from Ashen Rail as well, like those mobs that AoE entangle routes.
early on in
But we'll see.
Classic where people were rushing to pull him.
Right?
Regardless,
He's not gonna
Kazzak's
talk about those.
invasion left its mark on WoW's history as one of the deadliest incidents to ever unfold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this guy alone was infinitely more potent than the whole Legion forces in the Legion expansion.
I never
Those
really
guys
played
were
Legion.
so bad at invading that by the end of it, we ended up invading them back. And this guy over here just wiped out the Alliance in a single day.
Yeah, I mean.
With that, players would continue living on happily ever after.
Okay.
Knowing that no other
This is cool.
horrible and unforeseen tragedy could possibly befall them once again.
Oh. Yeah, that's the one. The corrupted blood incident.
Horrifying plague.
Guys, I'll link the video right here. Captain Grimm, honestly, one of my personal favorite, like, WoW creators, man. Like, for YouTube, he makes some amazing cinematics and, like, not cinematics, more like, machinima. So, I'll link the video right here, guys. That is absolutely amazing, man.